How do you like this? Brand new piece of equipment. Behlen couldn't put the sticker on right side up. Kind of makes you wonder about quality control. And even not right side up, it's crooked to boot. .40 horsepower gearbox made in China. That's comforting. So let's stop right there for a minute and discuss what I've got going on here. I decided, well, right after I bought a tractor, that it would be really nice out here to have a brush mower. We always have sagebrush kind of encroaching on our field. Always seems like there's stuff that's growing around that's too much for a lawnmower. So for years, we've lived out here 16 years, and I've wanted a brush mower pretty much ever since I moved out here. Now my other little tractor I used to have, a little Yanmar gray market tractor, it would have had to been a pretty small brush hog for that guy. It was only, I think, 22 horsepower. And so I decided to hold off for a bit and wait till I got a bigger tractor. Well, it's been almost 2 years ago. I guess it is 2 years ago. I bought this little Branson tractor because my Yanmar died big time. So I bought this Branson tractor, and I've been doing without a brush hog. You know, every time I see a used one, they want, if it's in good shape, they want almost new prices for it. And the ones that are good prices are just beat up junk. So I've just been kind of hanging around waiting to see if I could find a good used one. And every time I find one at a decent price, before I can go get it, it's sold. So I finally decided, well, I'm just going to wait till our local farm supply outfit has a sale, and I'm going to go buy one. Whatever they've got in stock, I'm going to buy one. I don't know if it's just me, but when I pick up a new piece of equipment, I kind of expect some instructions to come with it. And there was some instructions in that little tube that was on top, but just keeping those things unfolded was a nightmare all of its own. So I went online and found the instructions, and I was going to print them out. Hopefully they were better than what come in that little tube. Come to find out they're the exact same ones that's in that tube. Now, you can plod your way through and figure this thing out, kind of like I did. But I kind of expected some instructions to come with it on how to assemble that PTO shaft, how to set the height, and how to use the thing. There's nothing in there, just lots of warnings on what not to do. So it's kind of up to you to figure out how to use this thing. And I will freely admit, I have not used a brush hog before, or very little. And so it's kind of a new experience for me. I've been around a lot of equipment over the years, but not a lot of this farm type equipment like this stuff. So it's been kind of a little learning curve trying to figure out how to set the height of it and the back wheel and all that kind of stuff. But the real bummer was that PTO shaft, the cover, the safety cover. I could not figure out for the life of me how to get that thing off of there so you could put the bolt in. And finally, YouTube to the rescue, and we got that solved. Now we'll continue with the rest of the build here, and some of it, my battery died and I didn't realize it had died, so I didn't get all the footage, but we'll kind of go through the rest of this build with this Behlen country mower and show you how it turned out. Well, I had a lot of footage of, well, I thought I had a lot of footage of me mowing with this thing. I bought some of those cheap little, I think they're QA Pro or something like that, batteries for this Canon camera right after I bought it because I didn't want to pay the Canon prices. Well, they worked good for a while. Now they're starting to fail. They don't hold a charge real well. And so I think it just didn't, the battery died before I got much footage of me mowing. I will tell you, I broke the shear pin. I'm not kidding, within 2 minutes of me starting to mow. I had it at a little bit of an angle and it caught a little ground, and underneath the ground there were some old tire chains that somebody had buried. It might have been me, I really don't know. And of course it hit those chains and just snapped that shear pin right off. So trip to town right after I got it assembled to buy some more grade 2 bolts for shear pins, and got it put back together. And it's been operating fine. I broke the shear pins one other time. Found, what did I find? Oh, some of that 9-gauge fencing wire. Had no idea it was out there, but I found it and it wound up around that blade and broke a shear pin again. Now, this mower is not the highest quality mower. Down the line, I may regret buying it and wish I saved up and bought a better mower brand. But I think it's going to work okay for now. For what I'm doing, I mainly want it for fire protection and to cut the sagebrush down up in the top end of the field, but mainly fire protection around the place. My antenna field and my orchard, I can't really get horses in there much without doing a lot of hot wire around things I don't want them touching. Like my solar panels are out there now. So now I'm going to have to mow that a little more regular. And so that's the biggest plan for that. I was a volunteer firefighter for quite a number of years. And if you've ever worked in wildland fire scenarios, you can go buy houses and pick out which ones are going to burn in a wildfire. They've got tall grass, trees with low-hanging limbs, lots of ladder fuel for the fire to go through, fairly close to their house, and it doesn't have to get right up to the house, but if you get it close enough, just the radiant heat can set things on fire inside of a house. So I try and keep it mowed down and green around the house the best we can. So that's the main purpose of this mower, and I think it's going to do okay for that. Time will only tell. The quality's not the best. Like I said, the top of it's only about 10-gauge steel, but I think it'll hold up. I have put some dents in it already up on the top of it, but I think it'll be okay. I wasn't impressed that they couldn't even get the sticker on right side up, though. That was really. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to share some of the stuff we've got going around the homestead right now. That's one of the projects we've got going on. If you like these homestead kind of videos, let me know. We love sharing this lifestyle with folks. I'm trying to get back on track with the normal videos and get some mining videos out there too. I went out about 3 weeks ago and found some more mines, and went to edit that video this weekend to publish it this week, and found out that the video is just terrible. The video quality is, I can't believe I even filmed it. I think I honestly could have handed the camera over to my 5-year-olds and got better footage than what I took. We were out there with some friends, and I was explaining the mines in the area and some mining terminology with some of them. And so I get distracted fairly easy, and I'm getting asked questions, and I love sharing the information with people, don't get me wrong. I just figured out I cannot film and do it at the same time because the footage just turned out so bad. So my apologies for that, for not getting a mining video out this week like I was hoping. I'm going to go back and film that mine again. It's a really interesting mine. There's one level that's open on it, and I'm trying to make up my mind whether I want to go adventure in it or not. It's not the most stable looking ground in the world. I'm going to have to go back and take a little closer look at it and bring some waders along. There's quite a bit of workings in that mine, and unfortunately a couple of levels are flooded. Yeah, I can tell that right now, but hopefully I can get back there and do a little exploring and at least explain that mine. It's a really interesting mine. So, as always, thanks everybody for watching, giving us a thumbs up once in a while. And I guess there's some little bell thing you can click and get notified when we put out a video. I'll leave that up to you. But we'll see you guys on the next video.